Yo, what up? This is the NSK. Welcome to another video. You guys, how are you? In this video, we're going to be doing storing some data in objects that are in a list. So we want to store our objects in a list, and each object will have its own data. Let's have a look at this table I created here. Let's say we want to be able to store these rows inside a list. Obviously, it won't be easy storing a row inside a list. If we do it using a list, we can only store one value per row, but we can make it possible to store multiple values in a row using an object. We can create an object and put the object inside the list. So first things first, we're going to model our class. Each row will be built out of a class. The class will have these 5 attributes: the ID of the user, the name of the user, the number of videos they liked on the channel of the user, number of times they commented, and what day did they subscribe on. That is going to be our class, and then we're going to fill it in with these values. Let's go and be practical. So first things first, we're going to create our class and model it according to the data over here. Create class, right click over here, add class, give our class a name, subscriber, add subscriber. Now we're going to give our subscriber class some attributes. Gotta give them some attributes. It's gonna have a string for ID. ID is a string because it contains a character and number, and we don't want that value to change. So just call it user ID is equals, just declare, don't initialize. Next one is their name. So string user name. And if I remember correctly, the next one is the number of videos they liked. So I'm gonna say liked videos. Oh no, like count, because we want to see how many times they like and how many times they comment. So comment count, comment count. Away. And then the last one is supposed to be on the date time. Remember, this is a date. We're going to use the datetime object, the datetime class, to store this. So datetime subscribe on sub. Put the semicolon at the end. How are we going to initialize all of this? Are we going to initialize all of this? We're going to use a constructor. We're going to give it a lot of parameters and just initialize everything once off. The constructor has to have the same name as the class. The class's name is subscriber. Okay, and then in here we're going to give it all the parameters we need. So we need a parameter for the ID, which is string. Next one is string, call it name. Next one is int, call it like. Next one is int, call it comment. And now for the subscribe date, we need 3 values. We gotta break these up into 3 values. We have a year, a month, and a day. So those ones need to be integers. So int int for month, int for day. Now to assign them to the actual variables, I'm going to use this keyword so that there's no confusion on what's happening. So this user ID within this class is equals to the ID in the parameter, and then this dot username is equals to name. This this dot what is it, like count is equals to like, this dot comment count is equals to comment. Now for the date. The date is going to be broken up into several parts. So we're going to say subscribed on, not necessarily to use this keyword. Subscribed on is equals to new, date, time, and then we're going to give it 3 attributes or 6. It's totally up to you. So we're going to say year, month, and day. And then the other 3 attributes you can give it is for time. What time? We can just initialize it to 000 for midnight, or you can leave it blank. Either one works. This will help us store everything we need. Now let's go back to the program where we actually gonna use that. Usually what we would do is we would create an object, call it subscriber. We're going to call it first sub is equals to new subscriber, right? Takes in our arguments. So remember, the first one is the ID, which is S is 001. The name is George 42. The name is George 42, and then for the date we give it the year, the month, and the day. So for the year it's 2021, the month is 08 or just 8. Yeah, that's a 08, and lastly it's 19. That is how we would store our data. At the moment, the program can't retrieve the data. We will program that one later in the next video. This is how we would usually store our records, right? The long way. We would create 5 of these. The names will change. This will be the second sub. Next one will be the third sub, fourth sub, fifth sub. So now we want to eliminate this long process and store everything in a list. How are we going to do that? We're going to create our list. First things first. So list. Our list needs a data type. Come on. My arrows not appearing. Data type. What is the data type? We want to store objects that are built out of subscriber. So the data type will be subscriber because they are being built out of subscriber. Subscriber. Give this list a name. We're going to call it my subs. My subscribers is equals to new, right? List. And we'll wrap it up with the subscriber, data type, and close up our thingy like that. Yes. Do stay tuned. In the next one, we will be filling the data inside the list with our objects, and we will be retrieving it and printing it out to the console. Otherwise, stay safe. Away.